Sarvebhyah namaskaraha. I hope I am audible and visible. I'm sorry, my video may not be very clear because there's no power at my home now. So I do hope that the power comes back soon. Could you please confirm in the chat box if I am audible? Yes, thank you. विद्राव्य प्रणति प्रसन्न हृदयो यो नुक्त एव स्वयं रक्षत्यन्वहमात्मनोति बिरुदं वैद्येश पुत्राभिधम् मातर्मे मधुकैटभग्निमहिष प्राणापहारोद्यमे हेलालम्बित धूम्रलोचनवधे हे चण्डमुण्डार्दिनि निःशेषी मातर्मे मधुकैटभग्निमहिष प्राणापहारोद्यमे हेलालम्बित धूम्रलोचनवधे हे चण्डमुण्डार्दिनि निःशेषीकृत रक्तबीजदनुजे नित्ये निशुम्भापहे शुम्भध्वंसिनि नाशयाशु दुरितं दुर्गे नमस्तेऽम्बिके. Namaskaraha. Once again, welcome you to the third session of this course. So let us chant from the beginning and then we will revise the verses that we covered in the last class and then go on to the fifth verse that we have to see. Aigiri nandini nandita medini vishwa vinodini nandanute गिरिवरविन्ध्य शिरोधिनि वासिनि विष्णु विलासिनि जिष्णुनुते भगवति हे शितिकण्ठ कुटुम्बिनि भूरि कुटुम्बिनि भूरि कृते जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते सुरवरवर्षिणि दुर्धरधर्षिणि दुर्मुखमर्षिणि हर्षरते त्रिभुवनपोषिणि शङ्करतोषिणि किल्बिषमोषिणि घोषरते धनुजनिरोषिणि दितिसुतरोषिणि दुर्मदशोषिणि सिन्धुसुते जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते अयि जगदम्ब मदम्ब कदम्ब वनप्रियवासिनि हासरते शिखरि शिरोमणि तुंग हिमालय शृंग निजालय मध्यगते मधु मधुरे मधुकैटभ खञ्जिनि कैटभ भञ्जिनि रासरते जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते अयि शतखण्ड विखण्डित रुण्ड वितुण्डित शुण्ड गजाधिपते रिपुगज गण्ड विदारण चण्ड पराक्रम शुण्ड मृगाधिपते निज भुज दण्ड निपातित खण्ड विपातित मुण्ड भटाधिपते जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते. So we will quickly recap. Ai Jagadamba. Ai Jagadamba, dear Jagadamba, universal mother, the mother of this Jagat. Madamba, my mother. Kadamba Vanapriyavasini, oh the one who loves Kadamba Vana, Kadamba Vrikshas. Hasarate, the one with a beautiful smile, engrossed in smile. Okay. And then Shikhari Shiromani Tunga Himalaya Shringa Nijalaya Madhyagate. Oh, the one dwelling inside her Alaya, which is present on the top of the Himalaya, which is again Shikhari Shiromani, which is the greatest among mountains. Madhu Madhure, oh, the one as sweet as honey. Kaitabha Khanjini, the one who makes Madhu and Kaitabha lame, the one who destroys them, Kaitabha Bhanjini, the one who kills Kaitabha, Rasarate, the one engrossed in dance, okay, or in Ananda. The one who destroyed the leader or the great elephants present in the army of the enemy. And how did she do that? She has cut the trunks of the elephants into pieces and also cut the torso. Runda. Shatakhanda Vikhandita Runda. So she has cut the torso of elephants into 100 pieces and cut their trunks as well. Okay. So Shatakhanda Vikhandita Runda Vitundita Shunda Gajadhipate. In this context, I don't remember if I mentioned about Sampatkari Devi yesterday. I don't think I did. So I thought I will do that. There is a Nama in the Sampatkari Sambuddha Sindhura Vrajavita. So Shri Devi is described as the one who is worshipped by Sampatkari Devi, who is actually leading an elephant army. Okay. And this Sampatkari Devi is a very joyous mind. And she is said to be born from the Ankusha of Shri Devi. I'm sorry, I got locked off for a while. Am I audible now? Okay, my internet connection looks stable only, so I don't know what's the problem. It is stable. And I request the other participants to kindly turn off their cameras as it has been a constant request. Is it okay now? Audible. Okay, right. Let me share my screen again. So this Sampatkari Devi, she is said to have been born from the Ankusha of Shri Devi. Okay, so Ankusha is a tool, one can say. Not sure if it can be called a weapon because it is used to tame an arrogant elephant. And because she comes out of it, the one born out of it, Sampatkari Devi, what she does is she controls a huge elephant army and she has it under her control. So the Sampatkari Devi represents a very joyous state of our mind, a very happy mind. And all these elephants are representations of sense objects that our mind constantly goes behind. And so when the Devi is addressed as the one who has tamed and cut the torso and the trunk of the enemy elephants, it means that she cuts away our attachment to sense objects. Yeah, so that can be inferred from this verse, which I should have shared yesterday, but I have forgotten. And the next Sambodhana is Vipu Gaja Ganda Vidarana Chanda Parakrama Shunda Mrigadhipate. So the one who has the lion as her Vahana, and that Mrigadhipati, that lion, how is it? It is very, very fierce and it is valorous and it is very capable of tearing apart the cheeks of Ripu Gajas, of the elephants of the enemies. Ripu Gaja Vida Ganda. Ganda is the cheek. Vidarana Chanda Parakrama Shunda Mrigadhipate. I am sorry. This seems to be a different version. Yesterday's version had a Shaunda, right? I am sorry. I should have corrected here. It is Shaunda Mrigadhipate. Okay, so Shaunda Samartha. Okay. So this lion of the Devi is very, very capable, has a is valorous enough to accomplish this task. Nija bhuja danda nipatita khanda vipatita munda bhatadhipate. So the one who has made Munda and Khanda fall in the battleground because of her Bhuja Bala, because of her Bhuja Parakrama. So Tadrishi Mahishasura Mardini atra stuyate. Hey Mahishasura Mardini. So that Mahishasura Mardini, who is all this, who is of all this form, Ramya Kapardini, Shaila Sute, Tom Jaya Jaya. We go to the 5th verse today. I request once again, I request the participants to turn off their cameras. Can I do that from my end? I'm not sure. I don't know if the host can do it. I can only see an option where I can mute or unmute. Hide profile pictures is what I see. So I am not able to do it from my end. So I request the participants to once again turn off their cameras. Videos. All. We'll do it. We'll go to the 5th verse. Jaya Jaya He Mahishasura Mardini Ramya Kapardini Shaila Sute Ayirana Durmada Shatru Vadhodita Durdhara Nirjara Shakti Bhrite Chatura Vichara Dhurina Mahashiva Duta Krita Pramathadhipate Durita Duriha Durashmati Danava Duta Kritanta Mate Jaya Jaya He Mahishasura Mardini Ramya Kapardini Shaila Sute. Let us break the words here. Ayi Rana Durmada Shatru Vadha Udita Durdhara Nirjara Shakti Bhrite Chatura Vichara Dhurina Mahashiva Duta Krita Pramatha Adhipate Durita Duriha Durashaya Durmati Danava Duta Krita Antamate He Mahishasura Mardini Ramya Kapardini Shaila Sute Jaya Jaya. So not clear at all. Is it so? Can't hear, getting broken. Okay. Okay, thank you. Okay. Okay, thank you. All right. Okay. Because signal strength is good for me. I don't know why this is happening. Thank you for bearing with me. All right. So here, the first Sambodhana says, Rana Durmada Shatru Vadha Udita Durdhara Nirjara Shakti Bhride. So the Devi is holding the Shaktis or the weapons of the Devas in her hands. So in the very first class, I mentioned that the very birth of Mahishasura Mardini, or one cannot say birth because the goddess does not have birth, and we can say, her Avirbhava happens when the Devas are really tormented. They go to Lord Shiva, they go to Vishnu, and all of their Shaktis come out. And then it takes a huge Jyotiswarupa and Devi comes, and after that, the Devi Mahatmya says that each deity give one weapon to the Devi. Okay, they adorn her with different things. For example, Shulam Shulad Vinishkrishya Dadau Tasyai Pinakadhriku Chakrancha Dattavan Krishna Samutpatya Svachakrataha Shankhancha Varunashaktim Dadau Tasyai Hutashanaha Maruto Dattavam Schapam Banapurne Tatheshudhi Vajramindra Samutpatya Kulishad Amaradhipaha. So it goes like this. So Shulam Shulad Vinishkrishya. So Lord Shiva gives the Shakti of his Shula, and she takes her she takes the Lord Shiva's trident. Okay, so she takes it, and then Chakram cha Dattavan Krishna. So Vishnu gives his chakra, and then Maruto Dattavan Chapam. Okay, Marutaha. Okay, so Vayudeva gives her gives his chapa, gives his bow to her. Vajramindra Samutpatya Kulishad Amaradhipaha. So this Amaradhipa Indra gives his Vajrayudha to Devi, and Kaladanda Yamo Dandam. So Yama gives his Kaladanda. Prajapatis Chakshamala Dadau Brahma. So Brahma gives his to her. Akshamala is also given by him, and then Samasta Roma Kupeshu Nija Rashmin Divakaraha. And then what does Surya Deva do? He gives his glow. Okay, so she so he gives her the glow, and she glows. Yeah, like Koti Surya Prakashini, she glows, and it is because of Surya Deva's glow. In this manner, the Devi is holding the Shakti of all the Devas. Nirjara Pada refers to Devas. Nirgata Jara Ebhyaha Te Devaha. Amara Nirjara Devaha. So Amara Nirjara Deva, all these refer to Sura. Okay, so they do not have Jara, they are ever young, so they are called Nirjaras. So Nirjara Shakti Bhrite, so she is holding the Shaktis or the weapons of all these Devas in her hands. And how is that? It is Durdhara. It is not easy to hold. Only somebody capable of holding it can hold all these Shaktis with her, right? So she is holding all these. Durdhara Nirjara Shakti Bhrita she is, and she is being addressed here. So Bhrite, Sambodhanam. And Rana Durmada Shatru Vadha Udita. Okay, and why have all these Shaktis come out now? Because they have come for the sake of Udita. Udita means what? They are born for what? Rana Durmada Shatru Vadha. Okay, for the destruction of the Shatrus who are arrogant. Durmada. Durmada, they have extreme arrogance in the battlefield. And so in order to destroy these arrogant foes in the battlefield, these Shaktis have come, and she is wielding all the power. So Tadrishyai Namaha. Tadrishi Tvam Jaya Jaya. So Ranadurmada Shatru Vadha Udita Durdhara Nirjara Shakti Bhrita Jayatu. Yes. Then next pada Chatura Vichara Dhurina Mahashiva Duta Krita Pramatha Adhipate. So it is very famous that Lord Shiva was made a Duta by Devi in the battlefield. That is why she has the famous name in Lalita Sahasranama, Shivaduti. Shivaduti, Shivaradhya, Shivamurti, Shivankari. So Shivaduti, so Shivaha Dutaha Krita. Okay, so he was made a Duta by her in the battlefield. So yesterday we saw the episode of how Shumbha and Shumbha, so Chanda and Munda first happened to see her on the Himalaya, and they are moved by her beauty. They go and report it to their bosses, Shumbha and Nishumba, and he sends a messenger, Sugriva, and then he says that, you have to come, and she says, no, I have already done a pratigya that whoever wins me over in a battle, only that person I will get married to. She says that. Then immediately this Duta goes back, and Dhumralochana comes, and Dhumralochana dies at Hunkarena Ivatam Bhasma Sachaka. Just a Hunkara, she finishes off Dhumralochana. Then Chanda Munda come, and Chamunda kills Chanda and Munda. And then in the 8th chapter of Devi Mahatmya, Durga Saptashati, what happens is now a huge army of Asuras come from Shumbha and Nishumbha's side, and the Devi also takes many forms. So from, Brahma's Shakti becomes Brahmani, Indra's Shakti becomes Aindri, and Kumara's Shakti becomes Kaumari, Narasimha's Shakti becomes Narasimhi, and so many Matrikas are there. So many forms of Devi are together fighting and finishing off all these Asuras. It is a terrible battle that is going on, and then out of grace, okay, even at this point in time, Devi is very, very benevolent. She says that she asks Shiva to take her message to Shumbha and Nishubha. She says, Sa chaha dhumra jatilam ishanam aparajita bhutatvam gacha bhagavan parshvam Shumbha Nishumbhayoho duhi Shumbham Nishumbham cha Danavavati garvitau ye chanye Danavastatra yuddhaya samupasthitaha Trailokyam Indro labhatam devas santu havirbhujaha yuyam prayata patalam yadi jeevitum ichatha. So her message is this, that you please, so she calls Dhumra Jatila, this Shiva, and says that you please go as my Duta and convey this message to Shumbha and Nishumbha that Trailokyam Indro labhatam. So may Indra be reinstated back in his position. Devas santu havirbhujaha, and may the Devas enjoy their havirbhaga properly. And Yuyam prayata patala. You all can safely escape to Patala. I will not bother you. You can, I will grant you abhaya and you can go. Yadi jeevitum ichatha. So if you want to live, you can take this. Otherwise, she says, Yadi jeevitum ichatha balavalepa datha chet bhavanto yuddha kankshinaha tadagachata tripyantu machivav pishitena vaha. So she says that if out of your arrogance, if you are determined to fight, then come. And all these Devis of mine, my Shaktis will be satisfied by your Mamsa. Okay, so you please come and be ready to die. This is the message that she sends through Shiva in between the battle that is going on. Okay, and then of course they don't take his advice, and then they send this Asura called Raktavija, about whom we'll see in the next shloka. So Chatura Vichara Dhurina Mahashiva. So this Chatura Mahashiva, who is a Dhurina. Dhurina, the Shabda literally means somebody who carries burden. Okay, Dhurinaha, but of course extended Artha, you can take it as somebody who is very skilled, who is very capable. And he is capable in what? Chatura Vichare. So he is very, very, very good in Chatura Vichara, in Vichara. So here you can also take it as Atma Vichara, somebody who is always, doing, he is ever meditating. So somebody who is very, very good, skilled in Atma Vichara, Tadrishaha Mahashivaha and Tadrishaha Pramathadhipati. Of course, there is a problem here. Okay, so grammatically, this word, it is very difficult to make a proper Samastapada out of it, but this is the Prayoga that we have, so we can go with it. So the Artha is that this intelligent Shiva, who is very, very skilled in doing Atma Vichara, he was made a Duta, okay, by this Devi, okay, and by whom he was made a Duta, Tadrishi Tvam Jaya Jaya. And who is he? He is Pramathadhipati. So he is the Adhipati of Pramatha Ganas. Okay. The Pramathas are the Ganas. So he is their Adhipati. Tadrishaha Shivaha Dutaha Kritaha. Anaya Devya Dutaha Kritaha. Okay. And then Durita Duriha Durashaya Durmati Danava Duta Krita Antamate. So again, this Danava Duta, we saw that his name was Sugriva, who comes and talks about the greatness of Shumbha and Nishumbha to Devi, that you are the Sri Ratna, they have all the other Ratnas of the world and so on. But then because of him, okay, because of him, she takes the final decision. Antamati. Antamati is the final decision. Okay, so she takes the final decision. She makes up her mind finally to finish off the Asuras after listening to this Danava Duta. Okay, so because of him, okay, you can take it as because of him, she had that final decision. Okay, and how is this Danava Duta? This Danava Duta has all these Visheshanas. He is Durita, Duriha, Durashaya, Durmati. Okay. So he is himself a personification of Papa. Okay, Duritam refers to Papam. Okay. So even during samastapakshayartham, right? So samasta papakshayartham ityarthah. So dushtam itam gamanam narakadi durgati praptihi yasmat. So from which it is very, very difficult to go further. Means what? Dushtam itam nama gamanam. Okay. So the word, so that is how the word durita is formed. Okay. So it is because of which we have narakadi durgati prapti. What is it? It is papa. So duritam refers to papa. Okay. So this person, this Danavaduta is the very personification of papa, durita. And then duriha. Okay. So iha means cheshta. Okay. All his activities are also bad. Okay. So his activities are also bad, befitting any papi. Okay. Duriha and durashaya, his intentions are evil as well. And his mind is evil as well. Durmati. Okay. So he is durita, duriha, durashaya. So dushta, iha, yasya saha, duriha. So the one whose activities, okay, cheshtas are bad, he is duriha. The one whose ashaya, intention is evil, he is durashaya. The one whose mati itself is kalushita is dushta. He is evil. I mean, he is a durmati. So tadrisha danavaduta krita antamatihi. So you can say either that it is because of him she had this final decision, or you can also say that she conveyed her final decision to him. Okay. So she conveyed her final decision. This krita antamati. So this antamati was conveyed to this Danavaduta. One can interpret it like that as well. He Mahishasura Mardini, Ramya Kapardini, Shaila Sute. So go to the next verse. I hope this is clear. Ayi sharanagata vairi vadhuvara veera varabhaya dayi kare tribhuvanamastaka shula virodhi shirodhi kritamala shula kare dumi tamara dundu मुखरी कृत दिङ्नि करे जय जय हे महिषासुर मर्दिनि रम्य कपर्दिनि शैलसुते. Again. Ayi sharanagata vairi vadhuvar veera varabhayadayi kare Tribhuvanamastaka shula virodhi shirodhi kritamala shula kare dumi tamara dundu bhinada maho mukhari kritati dingi kare jaya jaya he mahishasura mardini ramya kapardini shaila sute. Let us do the Padacheda. Ayi Sharana Agata Vairi Vadhu Vara Veera Vara Abhaya Dayi Kare Tribhuvana Mastaka Shula Virodhi Shirodhi Krita Amala Shula Kare Dumita Amara Dundubhi Nada Maho Mukhari Krita Dinnikare He Mahishasura Mardini Ramya Kapardini Shaila Sute Jaya Jaya. So I dear Sharana Agata Vairi Vadhu Vara Veera Vara Abhaya Dayi Kare. So she, the one who has this type of a hand, okay, so her hand gesture is praised here. What kind of gesture does she show with her hand? She has Vara Abhaya Dayi Kare. So she has the hands that are granting Vara and Abhaya. So she has Varada Mudra and Abhaya Mudra in her hands. Okay. So she is granting Vara and Abhaya. To whom? To Varaveera see, Vara and Abhaya she grants. Okay, so her hand is the one that grants Vara and Abhaya. She is the one who has that type of a hand. Okay? Her hands that grant Vara and Abhaya. Now, to whom does she grant Vara and Abhaya? Sharana Agata, there are two sets of people come to her. Sharana Agata Vairi Vadhu Janaha. So, the first category is those who come and take refuge in her. Okay. And these are the wives of the enemies. Vairi Vadhu. So, they come and seek shelter under her, and she grants them Vara and Abhaya. And she also grants shelter to Vara Veera. Vara here refers to, see, this Vara refers to a boon. And this Vara refers to a Sreshta Purusha. So Vara Veeraha nama Sreshtaha Veeraha. So great warriors. It could be from the enemy side as well. Okay? We have to take it like that. So both the enemy side warriors and their wives. She grants Vara and Abhaya to both of them, provided they are Sharanagatas. Provided they are ready to take refuge in her, she is granting this to them. Okay, so one can see that she is so benevolent. Okay? So it does not matter, even though it appears to us that she looks at them as her enemies. She is so fierce, she is ready to kill them and all, but the moment they come and fall at her feet, she is ready to grant them Vara and Abhaya. What does this imply? This implies that the moment we surrender to the cosmic will, so she is nothing but the Chit Shakti, right? So she is the one who is the cosmic will, who is operating in the cosmos. So this entire Jagat is operating, whatever is happening is happening to her will, right? And what are these enemies? These enemies are other smaller wills of all of us. We all have our own will, right? And we think that it is going to somehow, because of our own effort, we think that we shall accomplish whatever we aspire for. But then anyway, the cosmic will is going to, it is very powerful, and we are so limited, we are so Alpashaktas, and she is Sarvashakta. So whatever is her will is going to happen. But our will, anyway, see, our small will does not matter to her anyway, right? But she will keep just, for her, it is like, with her left hand, she will remove us and go away. So all these wills do not matter to her. But anyway, whatever will be accomplished in the final stage is whatever she has. So her sankalpa will succeed, right? So the moment all these enemies give up their sankalpas and surrender at her feet, means that they surrender to the cosmic will. Okay? The moment it happens, immediately she provides Abhaya and Vara. Immediately, because the larger, see, ultimately we also aspire for our own well-being and goodness, right? And if this whole system is functioning as one whole, and she is the Chit Shakti that is driving it, obviously she will not wish for something that is bad for anybody in the system. So ultimately our good will anyway be accomplished. So the best way for us to accomplish our own goodness would be to surrender at her feet. And she is ready to provide Abhaya to Vairivadhu also, and Varaviras in the opposite side. That is why in the famous Devi Aparadha Kshamapana Stotra, the poet, I do not know who composed it, repeatedly says, Kuputro Jayeta Kvachidapi Pumatana Bhavati. So it is possible that there is a Kuputra. Okay. So who does not know the value of the mother and who behaves as he likes and wanders here and there. But finally, the mother's love will never change. So Kuputro Jayeta Kvachidapi Kumatana Bhavati. So that we have never heard of a Kumata. So a Mata who will wish, evil for her own child, for her own children. So this is how the Kshamapana Stotra goes. So that looks very, this Sambodhana is like substantiating that Aparadha Kshamapana Stotra. We'll go to the next Sambodhana. Tribhuvana Mastaka Shula Virodhi Shirodhi Krita Mala Shula. Again, excuse me, this Visheshana talks about her hand. So So in the first pada, it was told that she has Varada and Abhaya Mudra she has in her hand. She is showing them. And here it says that she holds the Trishula. Okay, Shula Kare. So the one who has the Shula in her hand. And how is this Shula? This is Amala Shula. It is very pure. Okay. So she holds the very, very spotless, flawless Shula in her hand. Okay. And how is it? Tribhuvana Mastaka Shula. Okay. So there are two Shula padas here. This Shula refers to a roga. Okay. So Mastaka Shula literally means a terrible headache. Okay. Mastaka Shula is a headache. So Shula can mean Astra Visheshaha, Roga Visheshaha. Okay. So Tribhuvana Mastaka Shula. Okay. So Virodhi. So these Virodhis, these enemies, Asuras, how have they become? They have become a great pain, a great headache for all the three worlds. So it's like they are a big headache for the three worlds. Tribhuvana Mastaka Shula Virodhi Shiraha Shiramsi. So their heads. Okay. So she has, she is pointing this Shula towards their heads. Adhikrita, she is pointing towards Shiramsi. Shirasu Adhikrita Amala Shula. Okay. So her Shula that she is holding in her hand is pointing towards the heads of these Virodhis. And these Virodhi Asuras have become a headache to all the three worlds. Tribhuvana Mastaka Shula Virodhi Shiraha Adhikrita. So it becomes Shirodhikrita Amala Shula Kara. And the one who holds the spotless trident, we call it a trident, right? Shula in her hand, that is pointing towards the heads of the Asuras who have become a big headache to all the three worlds and they are causing great pain. I hope it is clear. Dumi, Dumita, Amara, Dundubhi, Nada, Maho, Mukhari, Krita, Ding, Nikare. Okay. So of course there is a patha called Tigma Kare. But that does not make any sense. Okay. So this is more closer. Okay. So that is why this artha has been taken here. But the popular version is Maho Mukhari Krita Tigma Kare. But the artha does not fall in place if we are going to use that. That is why this patha has been adopted. Dingni Kare. Dumi Dumita Amara Dundubhi Nada Maha Mukhari Krita Ding Nikara. So Nikara refers to Samuha. So the Samuha of the directions of the Dik means what? All the four quarters. Okay. And what is happening because of this battle? So when this battle is happening between Devi and Mahishasura, for example, even in the Saptashati, it says, Avadayanta Patahan Ganas Shankhams Tathapare Mridangams Tathaivanye Tasmin Yuddha Mahotsave, I think. Yes, Tasmin Yuddha Mahotsave. So this is like a Yuddha Utsava for the Devi and for the Amaras who have been waiting for this battle. This is an Utsava. So in this Utsava, so the Devaganas are beating their drums, Pataha, Avadayanta Patahan, Ganas Shankhams Tathapare, Mridangams Tathaivani, and they are beating the drums, Mridanga, Pataha, etc. So and because of this, so there is a lot of sound that is coming from the battle. So she says the one who has, what she has done, she has made all the directions reverberate with this nada, with the sound of what? Dumi Dumita Amara Dundubhi. So Amara Dundubhi is the Dundubhi that is being played by the Amaras, by the Devas. Dumi Dumita means it is making this dum 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 sound. Okay. So Dumi Dumita Amara Dundubhe Nadaha. Okay, the sound. And the Mahaha can refer to Tejaha and Utsavaha. So there is one artha for Mahashabda called Utsava. So here you can say Utsava is like an outbreak. Okay. So this dum dum sound which is coming out of Amara Dundubhi, the outbreak of that the output of that, it is like it's coming out, it is booming. Okay, so that is mukhari krita ding nikare. So that is being reverberated. So mukhari karana, mukharaha nama shabdayamanaha ityartha, making sound ityartha. So this nada and the output of that sound which is coming from this which this dum dum sound which is coming from this amara dundubhi is being made to reverberate in all the directions by her because of her presence. She is doing that. So such a fierce battle she is fighting, and because of that she is making this sound reverberate in all the directions. So tadrishi tvam jaya jaya dumi dumita amara dundubhi nada maho mukhari krita ding nikare Mahishasura Mardini Ramya Kapardini Shaila Sute Tvam Jaya Jaya. Hope it's clear. We'll go to the next verse. We have time today. Ayi nijahum kriti matra nirakrita dhumra vilochana dhumra shate samara vishoshita shonita bija samudbhava shonita bijalate shiva shiva shumbha nishumbha mahahava tarpita bhuta pishachapate Jaya Jaya He Mahishasura Mardini Ramya Kapardini Shaila Sute Ayini Jahum Kriti Matra Nirakrita Dhumra Vilochana Dhumra Shate Samara Vishoshita Shonita Bija Samudbhava Shonita Bijalate Shiva Shiva Shumbha Nishumbha Mahahavatarpita Bhuta Pishachapate Jaya Jaya He Mahishasura Mardini Ramya Kapardini Shaila Sute Ayi Nija Hunkriti Matra Nirakrita Dhumra Vilochana Dhumra Shate Samara Vishoshita Shonita Bija Samudbhava Shonita Bija Late Shiva Shiva Shumbha Nishumbha Mahahava Tarpita Bhuta Pishachapate He Mahishasura Mardini Ramya Kapardini Shaila Sute Jaya Jaya. It's very clear. As we already know the story now, that Hunkarena ivatam bhasma sachakaram vikatara. So this Dhumralochana was destroyed by her by just with this hum. She said, and he was gone. Nija hunkriti matra. So just with her hunkara, she wiped off Dhumralochana. Nirakrita means wiping off, destroying, wiping off Dhumra Vilochana. So the one with smoky eyes, one can say. So this Asura represents somebody who has smoky eyes, meaning the one who lacks proper perception. Okay, so this is a great problem. So only when we are our mind is devoid of raga and dvesha, we can have a clear perception. Otherwise, everything that we perceive will always be colored by our own raga and dvesha, right? So this Dhumra Vilochana is somebody who is full of raga and dvesha, one can say. Or in fact, this Dhumra also refers to Lohita Varna, Rakta Varna. So he has somebody with red eyes. Okay? So somebody who is full of passion. Okay? He has too much of raga, one can say. Okay? So such this Asura was destroyed by Ambika, just Hunkara. So if we want our own perception to be cleared, all that we have to do is go and surrender at the feet of Devi, and just with the Hunkara, she will help us also. So Dhumra Vilochana and Dhumra Shate. It's not just one Dhumra Lochana that she destroyed, but hundreds of Dhumra Lochanas who came, they were gone by her Hunkara. That's all it takes for her. Nija Hunkriti Matra, just Hunkriti. Nirakrita Dhumra Vilochana and Dhumra Sate, and hundreds of other Dhumras were destroyed by her. And then Samara Vishushita Shonita Bija Samudbhava Shonita Bijalate. So in the 8th chapter, again, so after this, Shiva is sent as a Duta, and Brahmani, Kaumari, Aindri, Varahi, and all these people are fighting. Then this famous person from Shumbhas and Nishumbhas say this Raktabija comes to the battle, and he seems to have a very peculiar boon. So every moment, every time a drop of blood of his falls on the ground, another Asura will come from there. Okay? So another Raktabija will sprout in that place. So all these Matrikas are there. Varahi is there, Chamunda is there, Narasimha is there. What they do, they go and hit him, and they are surprised to see that the moment his blood falls on the battleground, another Raktabija comes, and so many Raktabijas have come now. So what to do, the Devi does not know. Finally, she instructs Chamunda, Kali. The only way to finish off this Raktabija is to just swallow him, swallow all the blood, and make him, he will be devoid of any more blood, and nothing will fall out of him. He will die. That's all. So what Kali does is she consumes this Raktabija's blood and she finishes. So that is the Raktabija Charita. So every drop of blood that falls on the ground generates another Raktabija. So who is this Raktabija? Raktabija, of course, there are many layers of understanding Raktabija, but one popular artha that I have heard is that Raktabija represents our mind. Yeah, because this mind, one train of thought always gives rise to another train of thought, right? One thought to another thought, one thought to another thought, and there is no way. What can be done? Okay, there can be nothing. Nothing can be done. Nothing seems to work in controlling this mind, in stopping these thoughts and saving ourselves from our own mind. Our own mind is our greatest enemy, right? So what do we do for that? We have to, there is no other way, because we cannot work on these thoughts. Anyway, they will keep generating other trains of thought. So the only way is to